In figures shows the dominance of the home side. Real Madrid, more possession, far more attempts and shots at goal. It's been a good clean game so far. Referees kept a low profile, and Barcelona have a lot of issues to address during the half-time break. Two teams came into the game, of course, after Real Madrid won at the Camp Nou. Barcelona caught napping after 4 minutes, looked to be no danger on, and then bam from Asensio. Keeper ter Stegen just stood and stared.
Look at the positive aspect from Real Madrid's side. Work it well from the throw-in. Asensio given all the space he requires. What skill, sets himself up, is aware that he has time. Mystifies to why ter Stegen doesn't make more of an attempt. From Barcelona's perspective, no one gets out quick enough, and Titi to blame. And he set about a task right from the very first minute. Real Madrid, they've been dominant. Barcelona have been relying on Lionel Messi.
We've seen a little of Messi. There's been experimentation in the formation from Valverde tonight. Messi has rarely found the ball in a congested midfield.
Well, he's done his best. He's dropped deep to try and get the ball, to try and take on the Real Madrid defence. It probably took Barcelona about 10 minutes to get some worthwhile possession in the attacking half of the pitch. It really has been all Real Madrid. They're working harder, faster, quicker, and far better than Barcelona.
All the chances you're going to see, the real chances have fallen to the team who won the Champions League and the league last year. The cup winners are struggling. It was brave of Valverde to change the familiar formation. Neymar sold. He made 3 changes before the game, and there are huge gaps which are being exploited. Could have been 3 had Vasquez's shot, which had beaten the goalkeeper, not crashed back off the post.
It's a really good attempt from Vasquez, but it was great work from Benzema to steal the ball off of Mascherano. Real Madrid just kept attacking, looking for that second goal. Always looking to press, win the ball back quickly, and eventually it does pay off again.
Look at the eagerness of Benzema at the far post. Came in, caught Umtiti cold, and scored the second goal after 38 and a bit minutes.
Quick, mobile, dynamic attacking player up against a static, ponderous defence there. Asensio feeds Marcelo, gets it across the box, and Benzema plenty of work to do. And a sensational finish from the Real Madrid striker. Total control in the Spanish Super Cup for Real Madrid.
Zinedine Zidane, by far the more content of the two managers, and Valverde has inherited a team that needs some inspiration.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Summer mega deals are now on at Currys PC World. These thin and light Intel-powered Lenovo laptops are great for multitasking and have super fast SSD storage now $349. Or if you're after something with a bit more power and performance, there's up to £200 cashback on Windows laptops over $479. You can save up to £1,500 off these smart 4K ready LG OLED TVs, now from £1,999. Save £130 on this 7kg Becker washer at $199, our lowest ever price. The 8kg model is just £20 more. At Currys PC World, we'll help you get it right.
You can find us in every corner of the world, watching, listening, analysing. We are everywhere, and we see everything. We are members of the world's favourite online sports betting company, and we gamble responsibly at Bet365.
Judith, Keith, you're on your way home from holiday to find yourselves going no further than the car park.
Yeah, that's right.
Tony here knows where you live, and he's going to take the two of you for a little ride. If you can't drive your car after an accident, Direct Line are the only insurers who will get you a taxi to continue your journey and recover your car. Now, before you go, aren't you forgetting your donkey? No, this one.
We braved all the challenges to bring you back the best sensations. We went off the beaten tracks, so you would always be one with the road. We took a few nasty hits to come back with the smoothest driving experience. Everything we learned from our challenges, you benefit from every day. Peugeot SUV imported from the dust.
This game is changing. Players are faster, stronger, they are more technical. When you ask them what they want from their boots, they want fit, fast and feel, and they want it all in one. We give them everything in one. Puma One.
They've no idea we're coming. They've no reason to expect us. The time to fight is now!
Blue leader standing by.
Red 5 standing by.
This is where the fun begins.
I'm getting pretty good at this.
Don't get cocky!
Over there, fly low.
They're going low!
It's a trap!
Pull up! All craft, pull up!
Join the greatest battle in the galaxy. Sky Cinema Star Wars.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
It's the start of the Spanish season this weekend, but it's round 2 of the Premier League, and we start on Saturday. Build up from 11:30 on Sky Sports. Swansea against Manchester United, followed by Sunday. Huddersfield against Newcastle United is the lunchtime game. Super Sunday in the afternoon, Tottenham against Chelsea. And on Monday Night Football, Manchester City against Everton. Build-up starts at 7 o'clock on Sky Sports. Now in the Spanish Super Cup, it is Real Madrid who got off to a flyer. Asensio building a reputation in European football and blinding Barcelona with his brilliance. And the second goal, down to the tenacity of Karim Benzema. As the defenders stood, he danced in. 5-1 on aggregate. I would imagine, Terry Gibson, there has been quite an inquest in the Barcelona locker room at half-time.
It's a big tough job for Ernesto Valverde. He has to assert himself on the job in hand. He has to demand his board, his directors, the president, invest the money that they receive for Neymar, because at the moment they're a long way short of what we associate with Barcelona teams over the last decade almost. They need to inject some pace desperately into the lineup. They just are not able to compete at the moment with Real Madrid. Real Madrid are too vibrant, too fit, too fast, too good for Barcelona. As we've seen over the 1.5 games so far. An emphatic scoreline in the Spanish Super Cup. There's no comeback for Barcelona now, that's for sure. It is a huge job for Ernesto Valverde. Is he up to it? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, he needs help from above as well, doesn't he? The president of the club, no doubt, will be in the spotlight. Maybe those players that they are looking at will have a greater premium placed on their heads. Lionel Messi needs help.
Yep, I think so. It's not just the ins, Rob. I think there's some outs as well from Barcelona. I think that when you look at the players amongst the squad, let's talk 1 or 2 players being sold as well, being moved on, that are not pulling their weight. The new signings from last summer, very few have been a success. And Titi was perhaps chosen as the one that had more than a decent season for Barcelona last year. Not covered himself in glory tonight. They look confused with the tactics. Just a slight surprise, because it's a 3 at the back system that they did use under Luis Enrique at times last season. But Real Madrid just look so assured. They all know what each other are doing. They all know their roles in the team, whether it's 4-3-3, whether it's 4-4-2. Anybody that comes in does the job in hand, the job that's asked of them, and they do it really well. They really do good work, Real Madrid. Let's not forget, though, It's the Spanish Super Cup. League season starts at the weekend. Shouldn't be in too much of a rush to write Barcelona off just yet.
Well, we can only call what we see, and it has been a disjointed Barcelona performance, falling well low of the incredible standards this club has set itself over the years. And it has been a dominant decade. But Real Madrid in control of this game, resting players as well. Remember, no Bale tonight. Isco on the bench with him as well. Casemiro given a break. Cristiano Ronaldo an enforced 5-game absence. But in truth, Real Madrid haven't needed the leadership and the skills of Cristiano Ronaldo. At the moment, it's the team, the group ethic, the tactics of Real Madrid, which has dominated these two Supercopa games between the two clubs. The pre-season freshener. Chance for Valverde to survey the squad that he's inherited. As Terry said, it's a big, deep squad. But I'm sure the Barcelona supporters out there would be agreeing that it needs an injection of quality.
Such is the size of the job, Rob, it's not going to be achieved in one transfer window. It needs a massive injection of pace, and that has to come in this window. 2 or 3 quick players, more dynamic players than Barcelona currently have.
3 at the back isn't something completely new to Barcelona. They experimented with it in the latter days of Pep Guardiola. He used Enrique for a lot of games in the spring last year. Sacrificed this man Jordi Alba and played 3 defenders. And that Real Madrid close for the league. But Valverde's interpretation hasn't worked so far. Sergio Roberto restored to the team tonight. No signs of the other pre-season signing, Nelson Semedo, just yet. I'm not sure you'd want to throw him into this kind of initiation.
Well, you would have thought they've been searching for a right back for a couple of seasons now. To replace Dani Alves, and spend 30 million euros, over 30 million euros on a right back. You would have thought he would have been given, at the very least, one of these games. So it cost him himself to playing with Barcelona. I find it a real surprise. Sergio Roberto yet again in the right wing-back position this evening.
Busquets to Suarez, who has looked lost tonight. It's no reflection on his performance, it's just the fact that he's had little support. Asensio, Mascherano comes to greet him. Gomez, now Rakitic. Neat ball. Suarez has space. Looks up. Nobody there to aim for. The shoulders are sloped. The heads are down of the Barcelona players. While the eyes of the Real Madrid 11 out there are sparkling.
The 1 or 2 good openings that Barcelona have created have been in wide positions of the goal.
There's Benzema.
Attack down the centre.
Busquets, hold on. Sergio Busquets. Real Madrid have dominated these fixtures in the Spanish Super Cup. They've never lost against Barcelona at the Bernabeu in this competition. In 5 of the 6 they did draw in 2011. Busquets. Mascherano to Rakitic. Marcelo. Asensio.
So it was too slow from Sergio Roberto when possession turned over. Casually jogged across to put a Real Madrid player under pressure, which was Marcelo. Should have been sprinting, should have been quicker. That's indicative of how Barcelona have played. Rakitic using Suarez again. The chance is wide of the goal. Options are few and far between from Luis Suarez. Tries to get it across to Andre Gomez, really anticipated by Keylor Navas.
Well, you were saying that you wanted to see the new signing, Nelson Semedo. And that's bad news. I don't think this is a tactical change. I think Gerard Piqué looks as though he may have a slight muscle injury. So they take off a centre-half, they bring on a right-back. How is that going to affect the shape of the team?
I think there's a back four there, isn't there? Mascherano can play alongside him. TT, Jordi, other left-back. Nelson Semedo slipping in the right-back position. Sergio Roberto maybe pushing into more of a midfield role.
Is it out of necessity they're going to have to revert to a back four? Nelson Semedo, the Portugal international, fresh from winning the league back-to-back with Benfica. Busquets forward in possession by Karim Benzema. Asensio catches the eye of defenders. Mascherano stands his ground. Roberto to Rakitic. Ter Stegen. And TT. Kovacic waiting, gives it to Toni Kroos. Anticipated by Alba now. Lionel Messi. It's a fine tackle by Toni Kroos. Good clean slice of the ball. Suarez onto the loose ball. Now Lionel Messi drives on. Oh, even Messi can't score. Sergio Roberto. Gomez leans in there. It's the first time that they've allowed Messi to slip from their grasp.
He has been continually trying all night to take on the defence. Gets the opportunity here, gets away from Varane, just lifts it over the goalkeeper, Keylor Navas. Barcelona and Messi unlucky. Just a rebound off the crossbar. Keylor Navas gets a slight touch to the effort for Messi. Does it go down as a good save? Again, decisive, sharp midfield play from Toni Kroos.
There is Messi, who has moved into a more advanced role as part of the rejig. Mascherano. Gomez, ball to Rakitic, sticks at his feet. You can see Semedo, the new Barcelona full-back, very keen to join the attack. We've got the blueprint from Dani Alves. Brilliant take from Benzema.
An injury for Piqué that he complained about half-time, and trying to see how it went at the start of the second half.
The Barcelona supporters will be hoping that's just a precaution. They'll against Real Betis in mind this weekend. And of course, Balls go to La Coruña to take on Deportivo in the season start. Asensio, Benzema. Oh dear me! It knocks the goalkeeper out. Doesn't matter what part of your body you save it with. The most unconventional of saves from ter Stegen.
He tries to make himself as big as possible, doesn't he? Doesn't go down too quickly. Again, look how sharp Real Madrid are to win back possession. Showing great determination and hunger to continue to attack Barcelona. Really good attempt from Benzema. Good save from ter Stegen.
Modric. Shy, playing it back to Keylor Navas and building right from the back rail. Benzema to Marcelo. Jordi Alba had lost his bearings there, but it's a little fortunate that Vasquez was offside. Busquets. Rakitic. Roberto. Barcelona have been more prominent in this second half. Cute ball from Nelson Semedo. Sergio Roberto's cross. Balls to Suarez. Brave block by Varane. A little concerned because Suarez is moving gingerly down this. He's also overstretched himself. Carvajal. Modric. Lionel Messi. Twists and turns. Can't find Suarez. That's normally where Neymar would be.
You took the words out of my mouth. The improvement from Barcelona has coincided with returning to a back four. Almost seems as if the players are happy at playing that system. It almost looks as if they were sulking that they were playing the three at the back. There's no sulking from Real Madrid, from the players that have started, from the players that are on the bench. Everyone's pulling in the same direction. Enjoying the performance, enjoying the scoreline over Barcelona.
The bigger picture as well. They're doing this without the influence of Cristiano Ronaldo, as they did, of course, in the European Super Cup against Manchester United, and for large parts of the first leg of the opening Spanish Super Cup game. There are signs that there is life beyond these dominant years of Cristiano Ronaldo. Though, maybe sums up Real Madrid at the moment. He was the most used player last year, Vasquez. He participated in 50 games in all competitions. Quite content to come on and play a part later in the matches. And there is that contentment, there is that harmony, which is part of his Zidane influence.
It's important to have versatile players. It's important to have players who know their role in the squad and are happy with their role in the squad. Vasquez, for instance, would be far happier being a player that comes from the bench.
Nelson Semedo to Suarez. A little bit brighter.
That covers players, as opposed to someone like James Rodriguez or Morata, who want to be and demand to be starting every week. So the squad has been built sensibly. Looks at Nacho as well coming into that category. Do a really good job when called upon, and it is frequently as well. Of course, producing your own players was part and parcel, wasn't it, of the success of Barcelona. been the case for 2 or 3 seasons now.
Asensio skips away from Mascherano, rolls it back, but Alba's there. Now Nelson Semedo. Well, the Barcelona's problems are of their own making here. At the hour mark, it's Real Madrid who once more taking a grip of the game. Vasquez flanked by Marcelo. Mascherano clears the ball. Bernabeu is quite simply rocking. Ramos. Remember, Barcelona generally do well at the Bernabeu. They came here in 2016, won 4-0. Last season, they won 3-2. Never in their history have they come here and actually won 3 games in a row against Real, and that is looking seemingly impossible this evening. Modric. Marcelo. Benzema. Carvajal. Vasquez. Mascherano has to go a long way to thwart Benzema. This is Kroos. Marcelo. Messi. Crowding that. Bumped into an old enemy. And Sergio Ramos. And the first change of the evening for Real Madrid. Casemiro comes on for Kovacic, who you can hear has got a high approval rating.
Really good game by Kovacic. Fits the bill, doesn't he, for Real Madrid? Versatile, dynamic midfield player. 23 years of age.
No need to lip read, even though we are well past the watershed. Busquets, Suarez, Sergio Roberto. And Titi. Busquets. Alba. Now Mascherano. Disheartened and disjointed Barcelona. Sometimes Sergio Ramos just can't help himself.
Yeah, it was pretty pointless, wasn't it? 5-1 ahead.
Titi. Gomez. Barcelona last summer spent over 80 million euros. When 80 million euros was a lot of money, it didn't improve the team. This is Jordi Alba. Alba's cross, Roberto fails to make it.
So Jordi Alba forward, gets the cross. Just inches away from Sergio Roberto, who's obviously going to enjoy playing in a more advanced role in the right back position. Back in the old days, though, when 18 million euros was a lot of money, 12 months ago.
These are two clubs who've made quite a profit in the transfer market over the last year or so. No great necessity for Real Madrid to go out and invest heavily. They bought for the future with Theo Hernandez and Ceballos, two young players who will be content to wait for their chance. The success story of Barcelona in recent years, they have to invest in ready-made players. There's one of them in Nelson Semedo. He's won a free kick.
I think Ramos is getting tired and beginning to act a little bit daft now, isn't he? I saw some pace there from the Barcelona player, Nelson Semedo. Not exactly the type of right-back Barcelona have been looking for. Someone with pace, someone who's athletic. Down the pitch, Dani Alves. Draws a foul out of Sergio Ramos. He's now going to get the delivery into the box. Consolation for Barcelona.
Barca scored in the last 24 games between these two teams. They can't score tonight. He's the most likely of scorers. Ahead of Luis Suarez.
Get something, right? It's probably as surprised as the rest of us that it does find its way through to the far post. Expecting kind of to get something on that to at least deflect it away from Luis Suarez. He certainly would have enjoyed his first two competitive games in charge of Barcelona.
A couple of years ago, I did know that we had the 5 costliest players ever out on the field when Real played against Barcelona. Tonight, Luis Suarez is the only player out there who's in the top 7. He's the 7th costliest player in the world. Better than Ronaldo, of course, would be in the top 4. One's up in the executive seats. And one is bench warming. Sergio Roberto. Alba. Lazy ball from Jordi Alba. The energetic Modric to Carvajal. Benzema. Now Kroos. Asensio imposed himself on the game early on. I haven't seen a great deal of him during the course of the match.
It's just a question of controlling the game, isn't it, for Real Madrid? In control of the scoreline. First league game of the season, coming up at the weekend. Taking too many risks in the second half, they kept it nice and tidy, disciplined. Barcelona have had 1 or 2 situations, Messi's attempts coming off the bar. By and large, it's a performance for Real Madrid in the second half, maintaining a clean sheet still.
Cross to Modric. Modric zipping the ball around. Expansive Bernabeu. Vasquez. Cross. Modric. Roberto improvises from the back. Tremendous tackle from Varane. Now Modric. And for how many years have Barcelona dominated these games with possession? We know about the history of this match. The city of government against the establishment of art. Different philosophies, ideologies, politics, even languages. And they're taunting Barcelona with cries of Viva España. This is hurting for the proud Catalans. Asensio. Modric. Carvajal. Titi. Suarez saw him ball in there. Referee's assistant did. Nice. Neat feet from Suarez. Sergio Roberto. Maybe that one move is summing up Barcelona at the moment. No shot. It's Messi. Suarez! It's just not their night. Even Luis Suarez can't score from a metal of feet out.
Well, Sergio Roberto with the first chance, isn't it? And Messi takes on the attempt. Keylor Navas. It's a habit of spilling attempts in that fashion. Suarez should score. Has to improvise slightly. Try and wrap his head around the ball to get the angle right on the finish and off the post again for Barcelona.
There's the much. This was the handball, and it was handball. It's just a question of whether it was intentional. That was a brilliant handball. Two hands. Keylor Navas got his angles and his handling just right.
I think he should be pushing that further away. It's a half-hearted. Anything there should be pushing right away. It's Manchester United, he was guilty of the same mistake, the same error.
Barca make another change. Gerard Deulofeu, who started the first leg, comes on. Marcelo, Asensio. At least brings a little bit of speed to what has been a labouring team. What he was going to make before is that yes, they've lost Neymar, everybody knows that. And his face has been beaming from every publication and media outlet around the world, but the big loss at the moment as well is the organisation and the influence of Andres Iniesta in midfield. Any other generation, he might be a World Player of the Year. Fortunately, he's in the same time as Ronaldo and Messi. He didn't get repeat games from him last year between Christmas and the end of the season. He's on the injury list tonight. Roberto. Asensio brings him up. Rakitic. Semedo outside him. Rakitic goes solo. Top defending by Ramos.
Trying to get tight to Benzema. More aggression now, Barcelona. They're actually live enough, haven't they, in the second half? Makes better attempts at goal. A bit more competitive.
Alba. Suarez. Jordi Alba. Semedo. And they're beginning to test Real Madrid here. Some massive improvement from Barca. I think on the counter in the second half, and maybe now have more chances than Real Madrid.
Attacking-wise, they've been much brighter in the second half. Fortunate not to score on a couple of occasions.
placed 27 times last year. Karim Benzema looks to the touchline. The man who started the scoring is Asensio. The hero in the making. This was his moment. 4 minutes into the game. Sensational. The deposit put on the trophy. And an introduction to the Estadio Bernabeu for the summer signing. Theo Hernandez didn't have far to move. They recruited him from their great rivals, Atletico Madrid. We'll get the final 15 minutes with no pressure on. To get used to the surroundings and the noise. And the pure white of the Real Madrid supporters. Nobody leaving this stadium early, though it is, of course, 12:30, now past midnight in the capital. They're hanging around the trophy presentation. Yet another one for the collection. Messi. Deulofeu. Gomez. Deulofeu. Rakitic. Content to sit back, reserve some energy, see what Barca can throw them. Rakitic. Messi. Roberto to Messi. That comes a long way. Luis Suarez goes down again. They famously bumped into each other the other night when Suarez won a penalty. He's not winning any friends here in Madrid.
He's actually in an offside position, isn't he? To see how he's picked up the injury there, a little bit of a twist, maybe. There's Marcelo following him. He is offside. Messi prods the ball forward. It does deflect off of around, but when Messi leaves Messi's boot, Suarez was in an offside position.
In their current predicament, they cannot handle any injuries to the key players. Piqué went off early in the game, of course. Suarez is going to play his way through the pain barrier. Because this weekend, La Liga kicks off Sunday night. On Sky Sports Football Channel, they play Betis and Real Madrid. Later on, go to La Coruña to take on Deportivo La Coruña. Jordi Alba has given his usual honest and energetic performance on the left-hand side. Lucas Digne. Last summer's signings has a chance to catch the eye of coach Valverde.
It's now Thursday morning.
Busquets. Titi. Rakitic. And Modric. Casemiro caught in possession. The defenders back off him. Vasquez. Kadine sticks at it. No ground is made, but a corner is gained by Lucas Vasquez. Well, about to make another change. It appears that Dani Ceballos, one of the young summer recruits, is going to come on. He's He's a young man who wasn't a regular in the Real Betis team last season, but he had a stunning European Championships for the Spain under-21s. And Toni Kroos will be given a standing ovation. A man who stares this Real Madrid midfield. An unspectacular player, but you just look at his trophy cabinet to see what an effect he has on the team. Won the league 3 times, the Bayern Munich Champions League with them as well. Comes to Real Madrid, won the league, Champions League twice, and another glimpse of the next generation as Ceballos makes his Bernabeu debut. Benzema. At one point I think he thought he was going off Karim Benzema. It is more often than not that he's replaced in the final 15 minutes.
It's astonishing to think, isn't it? Toni Kroos just cost around €20 million from Bayern Munich. World-class player, world-class midfield player. His partnership with Modric, second to none now, I think, in world football in terms of a midfield partnership.
Wrong, but in these days of inflated transfer fees, I think Ryan said that the costliest Real Madrid player has been out there tonight. Has been Kovacic at around €35 million from Inter Milan. Around clears, it's picked up by Rakitic. Benzema digs in. Theo Hernandez. Marcelo to Hernandez. Puts it right across the face of goal. Still getting used to the movement of his new teammates. I said they signed him from Atletico Madrid. He never actually played for them, did he?
No, he didn't. Played well for Atletico last season. Scored a goal in the Copa del Rey final against Barcelona. Lost count the amount of times tonight Barcelona players look startled. They've been pressurised, closed down. Had the ball stolen away from them. When it has to go to Real Madrid, I do expect better from Barcelona.
Delafeu. Testing Ramos. Speeds past him, but very little is getting past Sergio Ramos. I think he'd set the trap there for Delafeu.
He should have took on the earlier, more open ground behind him. He was hesitant. Should have had that change of pace quicker. Had more ground to run into. Ramos wouldn't have lived with it. As a young player, he looked a little bit apprehensive, wasn't it? Delafeu there. He was experienced Sergio Ramos early in the season.
Heads up. That was close. And Titi. A chorus of champions from the Real Madrid supporters. Spanish Super Cup to their current collection of La Liga, Champions League, European Super Cup, Club World Championship. The only trophy that evaded them last year was the Copa del Rey, won by their opponents delight, of course, Barcelona.
Interesting atmosphere in the Nou Camp at the weekend. Barcelona welcome Real Betis. Supporters not particularly happy with the way that the club is being run. They certainly will not be happy with the 2 results against their biggest rivals, Real Madrid.
Roberto. Nelson Severo. Wrapped by Hernandez. There's Ceballos. Quicker of the 2 Frenchmen is Titi. He's not put in the right of Benzema tonight, has he? Sergio Roberto to Sergio Busquets. Messi. Ahead of Suarez. Pulls up theatrically.
It was a giveaway, isn't it, when the defender puts his hand up to say that he hasn't touched him. Which was the case there with Theo Hernandez. My guess, Rob, is that a new player is going to be at Barcelona before they play. A new player before they play Betis. Paulinho was signed. On the back of these two results and performances against Real Madrid, the first game of the season at home against Betis. Trying to appease the supporters. I'd be surprised to see another new player in the club before Sunday's game.
Marcelo. For so many years, Barcelona has been the blueprint for how a club should be run. Just signing the superstars when one wasn't coming through La Masia, the club nursery. So that pipeline appears to be blocked at the moment. Sergio Roberto was the last to graduate. This is Theo Hernandez. Goes down by Nelson Semedo. No natural replacements at the club. They're having to search far and wide. They need a bit of imagination to bring in players who can complement Messi and Suarez.
I don't think it helped that the previous manager really didn't show too much encouragement, did he? Two young players. So clubs that the players have to go off and try to further their career elsewhere.
Modric. Ceballos. Ramos heads it back in. The players they signed last summer had very little effect. The likes of Denis Suarez and Dean and Gomez and Cancelo, cost almost 30 million himself. Umtiti is the only player that really established himself in the team. And Casemiro blocking Sergio Roberto. The referees had little to do tonight. Yellow card hadn't been shown.
Concern for Barcelona, isn't it? That appears to be a muscle injury as he's on the move and just feels his hamstring, possibly.
Yes. Rubbing the back of his knee. Ceballos. Casemiro. Casemiro. Marcelo. Hernandez steps past Semedo as it is, and there, then a little heavy touch.
Little. It bounces just inches inside the far touchline. Very promising, isn't it? He's a left back. He's playing advanced to Marcelo. They're working well together. It will be another option. Pacey, athletic player.
Just show actually how far Real have come on since Zidane took over as manager. Champions League twice, League as well. He was appointed in January 2016. He has changed the face of the team. You look at the players that were down there, were not established then. The first yellow card of the evening is Luis Suarez. His temper has snapped.
Petulant piece of play, wasn't it, from Suarez? Just holding on to the arm of Casemiro. Just talking about hamstring, just haven't taken him off. The game is gone. It's well beyond Barcelona, wasn't it, with that quick start from Real Madrid.
They've made the 3 changes on the Dean, Delafeu and Nelson Semedo have all come on. It would mean operating with 10 players. See what you're thinking. Good look at the bigger picture. This game is lost. And they have to be protective heading into what is going to be a demanding season. Sebas, Benzema. The adrenaline flowing through the body of Dani Ceballos. Carvajal's cross. Mascherano. Flick from Carvajal. Now Vasquez. Oh, Marcelo. They started strong and they're finishing strong, Real Madrid.
And total control in between as well. Away with a trophy. I'm fully aware that going in tonight, the 2-goal advantage, if they started quick, got the early goal, that would seal pretty much a 2-legged affair. That's exactly what's happened. A better response from Barcelona in the second half, but I'm sure Valverde would try to take 1 or 2 positives from the performance in the second 45 minutes, but the game was lost by half-time. Still getting the goal, Ramos still showing his aggression. Not letting up from the Real Madrid centre-back. I don't think anyone would expect him to let up, would they?
Busquets. Varane. To Ramos. Roberto to Sergi Busquets. Gadin. Madrid have this remarkable record of having scored in each of the last 68 matches now. They're about to close out a run of 24 games against Barcelona, where Barca have always scored against them. Barcelona make the record books look a little more respectable in the next 1.5 minutes.
It is poor though, Rob, that Suarez stayed on. And now, admittedly, they would be down to 10 men. It just doesn't make any sense. It can only make things worse.
Oh, great step over from Ceballos. Benzema is there. I don't think anybody would blame him if he walks over to Valverde and his coaching staff. Retired for the evening. Got problems with Piqué, who did come off. Luis Suarez is just an injured pedestrian. Semedo, Rakitic. To Vasquez. Mascherano's maybe done enough tonight to impress the new manager. He's had a bit of ballast in the back four, lost his place at times last year to Umtiti, but as you can see, well, I was going to say, it brings a commitment to the team. There's the fine divide between dangerous tackle and good old-fashioned tackle.
He knows exactly what he's doing then. He knows who it's against. He feels that Casemiro is the enforcer in the Real Madrid team. Personal duel between the two.
Argentinian or Brazilian, they'll have lost. Well, victory complete for Zinedine Zidane. Back-to-back defeats in his first 2 games for Ernesto Valverde. He knows what a very big job he has on his hands in restoring Barcelona to former glories. And for Real Madrid, yet another trophy. It has been a breeze, in truth. Asensio and Benzema the scorers as they breezed aside Barcelona and beat them in the second leg 2-0, 5-1 on aggregate. And that is humiliation for Lionel Messi and co. Winners throughout their careers. They don't really want to be going up there and taking a loser's medal, do they?
Looking at performance, Rob, in the first half in particular, I think Barcelona have done well to come out there with just a the 2-0 defeat this evening. And it appeared in the first 45 minutes as if it was going to be, and could be, a whole lot worse for Barcelona. Real Madrid were emphatic, they were fantastic, particularly in the first half, then were able to control the rest of the game.
Pretty much all of the statistics. Of course, there was a yellow card to Luis Suarez. The images of the players tell the tale. Slumped shoulders, stern faces from the Barcelona players. A beaten team, misshapen tonight, not quite understanding the tactics of the remit of Valverde. Clearly at the moment, a couple of players short. Neymar departing last week. Iniesta can no longer be relied upon. And then when you look into the pool of possible replacements on the bench, there are very few that can come on and make an impact. Whereas Real Madrid tonight have done it without Cristiano Ronaldo. They were able to give Bale a break. Isco wasn't required, and they have a backup in every single position. And when they make the changes, it doesn't discernibly weaken them. You think they're going to have to go on a spending spree, Terry, aren't they, Barcelona?
Yep, let's not be too hasty in writing off Barcelona. I think there's going to be a new player at the club. Another signed Paulinho, but I think there will be another player before the home game at the weekend. So at the very least, appease the supporters, to show them the club believe they're going in the right direction, to spend some of the money they got in for Neymar. It's a big job. But Real Madrid, over these 2 games, great way for them to start off the season in the European Super Cup. A dominant win and performance in the 2 legs against Barcelona. But I still expect Barcelona and Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid in the league season coming up, to be thereabouts, competitive, the 3 of them. I think we're in store for another exciting season of football in La Liga.
And Cristiano did his part in the first leg, of course, with that excellent goal in what turned out to be a cameo appearance. Booked initially for taking his shirt off, and then the second booking for a simulation, taking a dive simulation, and then the long sentence for putting his hands upon the referee. He's going to be missing for a further 4 games at the start of the season. But the signs are that they can carry that. The signs are that there is life beyond the years of Cristiano Ronaldo. Zinedine Zidane has laid the foundations with golden bricks. High fives from Sergio Ramos as he heads up to the president, who can hardly contain his delight. He's doing it at the moment without spending on Galacticos. A new season, another trophy for Real Madrid. Champions of Spain, champions of Europe, and Super Cup winners at the start of 2017. They brushed aside Barcelona. They look to be the business, they mean the business. And Barcelona have an awful lot of work to do in the next few weeks if they're going to compete with this dominant Real Madrid team. Barca head to the shadows. Questions will be asked back home in Catalonia. But here it's going to be celebrations into the early hours of the morning.
Yep, no, dominant performance from Real Madrid. They were super, fitter, sharper, hungrier and far better than their opponents over 2 legs.
Well, first trophy of the season is secured for Real Madrid. La Liga starts this weekend, and does it start? We have got a packed fixture list for you. Starting on Friday night, behind the red button on Sky Sports Football is Leganes against Alaves at 7:15. Second game on Friday night, Valencia against Las Palmas. On Saturday on the red button, Celta against Real Sociedad is the T10 game. followed by Girona against Atletico Madrid. That starts on the red button, but we will be on Sky Sports Football after that. And the final game on Saturday night, Sevilla against Espanyol on Sky Sports Football. That's where you find La Liga these days. On Sunday, the evening game, Athletic Bilbao against Getafe. Barcelona will be brushing themselves down and preparing for the visit of Real Betis at the Camp Nou, while they have new signings in tow. Deportivo La Coruña will be hosting Real Madrid in the late game on Sunday night, and on Monday we have two games, double-header, Levante against Villarreal on Sky Sports Football, and then behind the red button will be Malaga against Eibar, all on Sky Sports Football this weekend. On tomorrow you can catch up with all of the happenings in Spain on the La Liga show. First sighting of that will be 8:30 tomorrow evening. Well, it's all fireworks and celebrations in Madrid. It's the early hours of the morning, but nobody's going to bed. They're going to be rocking the streets of Madrid tonight.
Sky Sports Football. Feel it all.